Everybody, it is my joy to welcome Mollie Welling into this conversation. Mollie is our Director of Kids and Events here at One Fellowship. And as we were going through this week's passage, John 6, it struck Mollie in a unique way. And she shared a little of her story, a little of her testimony, which I've asked her to share with us today. So Mollie, can you share a little of what struck you from John 6 today?
Yeah, we were looking at this passage, and you had pointed out that this was a message that Jesus gave to people who were in the synagogue. So basically Jews who were really devout. And once you said that, I started seeing myself in this passage a little bit more, in the people as they continued to question and grumble and try to figure out what Jesus was saying. And they were trying to reconcile what Jesus was saying with what they had been taught as really religious people, as really well-versed people in the scriptures who'd been taught to study the scriptures and pay attention to the scriptures. And that's something that I can relate to. In my background, I was fortunate enough to have parents who taught me God's word from an early age, who instilled a deep love for God's word and for his truth, and how to recognize his truth and how to study his truth and how to pay attention. And because of that, I'm so grateful, but I know that I have certain piety and certain pride that comes with the knowledge that I have and the things that I've come to understand and the systems that I paid attention to. And there was one particular instance that this passage kind of came to mind. One was in June 2016. I was contemplating my singleness and just all the things that I had been kind of keeping myself before the Lord for, and for my future husband. And this guy, Charlie Welling, just kept coming in front of me, and I was trying to figure out why this kept happening. And he didn't really fit into my box or my mold of what I thought was going to be what my life was kept for, what I had been so carefully brought up for, and really intentional in my 20s with. And but he just kept coming to the top of my mind. And one day the Lord and I had a conversation, and I just remember distinctly that he just invited me really gently and really powerfully, actually, because I could cry thinking about it, to surrender my box to him of what I thought was supposed to be my future, or what it would look like, what my life was supposed to unfold as, what my vision for my life was going to be because of XYZ in the past. And the Lord just invited me to do that. And it was this beautiful moment where where I gave him my box, and then he took it so gently, so graciously. And then he shattered it to a million pieces. And it was this beautiful vision that he gave me in this moment in June, where he was like, hey, I want to take your box, and I don't want to just take it and let it be surrendered to me, but I want to do something new. I want to shatter it so that there's no bounds to what I can do in your life and what I want to do with your future. So this passage reminded me of that, because I just see the people in this passage trying to fit Jesus into their little categories and their thinking and their vision for what the future was supposed to be like. But I think that in this passage, Jesus is inviting them, just like he invited me, to give him their box and let him shatter it into 1,000 pieces and do something completely new that they couldn't even imagine. And so I see that that's what Jesus is doing in my life, and he's inviting me to continue to open and surrender a lot more boxes to him so that he can shatter them and make something new out of it.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That's so powerful. He shatters our boxes. He tears down our walls. I think you shared at another point, he said, I want to write a new story for you. And I think he's not only writing a new story for you, he's inviting anyone who hears this message to come to him and draw near to him so he can write a new story for them. Thank you for your vulnerability, Mollie. We love you.